Alrighty, people. I'm going to show off my collection. I have lots of pretty crystals and lots of pretty stones. I've liked using my crystals in spirituality senses. I like sound. I like resonance. Oh, it's not working. Come on, do it. I like music, but I can't play and don't understand notes well enough. But I understand frequency. I have lots of frankincense. I have my mortar and pestle for dealing with like herbs and incense and making different concoctions that you can use, for health purposes. And I've also got some cards. These are my tarot cards. I enjoy using the tarot cards. You can use anything for divination purposes. Literally anything. It's a matter of being able to understand and read what what applies to your life and what doesn't. So, voila. There's me some tarot cards. So I think I'm going to start sharing stuff like this a little bit more. I think each time I make a video, I'm going to point out a few more little quirks about myself. I have lots of quirks, let me tell you. These are way too big for my fingers. Let's see if I can try it again. Yep, no. Kinda. Yeah. So, I think every time I make a video, I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little bit more out there. A little bit more interesting things out. See what we got. Le Pape, the Pope, or the Emperor. Five of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups. I have a little book that I read through. Gives you an idea of gives you different ideas of what the different cards mean, or what they could be interpreted as. Let's see. I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and, like, when I go through all of this stuff, I'm gonna, oops, Empress, Emperor, where'd we go? Hierophant, where's the, oh, or the Pope. Yeah, the Hierophant, Le Pape. Zip up. Let's see. the Hierophant. The Hierophant, or the Pope, is an extraordinary tarot figure who does not simply represent the head of the Christian church. Hierophant is an ancient Greek word meaning a priest who initiates, one who interprets the sacred mysteries. These men embodied the God on earth and were believed to become vessels for his spirit in certain rituals. Similarly, the word pontiff means bridge. Again, there is an idea of uniting, leading to, and making connections. This card is ruled by Taurus, the bull, which governs the second house of the natural zodiac. The second house is traditionally associated with the material world, possessions, money, security. At first glance, these things seem very far from spiritual realms. However, belongings cannot say a lot about a person, for they are an outward expression of an inner belief. Inner ritual, whether magical or religious, outward signs can be very important. An especially beautiful place, richly decorated robes, symbolic pictures, and all the other outward trappings of religion can help to create atmosphere. In this way, people can more easily direct their thoughts towards spiritual matters. Yet too much concentration on these things may have the opposite effect. Some religions and spiritual movements have rejected opulence in favor of the utmost simplicity. Clean your closet, bitches. Get rid of the stuff. 5 of Swords. I can't sit there anymore. It hurts too much. Alrighty. Here we go. 5 of Swords. Cruise through here. Oh, come on. Open sesame. Look at that. And that pretty. Just saying. Yep, 1, 2, 4. Dun, 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 dun. And the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords highlights the theme of battle, enemies, and change, which runs through the 5s. It is a completely complex card, and its meaning must be carefully considered as part of the pattern of a reading. It can often indicate failure and loss of some kind. In this context, the querent, or in other words, the person who's looking for the answers in the cards, the querent, they're making their query about something. Where was I at? In this context, the querent may be experiencing a loss or has been the cause of loss or failure in another's life. This should be clear from the surrounding cards or from the 5 of Swords' own position in the spread. When the endings refer to the querent, they are usually accompanied by a sense of being limited in some way. However, from these limitations and apparent unfairness, a new direction will come. The querent will be able to pick up the shattered pieces and create something new and perhaps more realistic. Sometimes the 5 of Swords denotes underhanded tactics, lies, gossip, and malice could be the cause of defeat, or have been possibly employed by the querent to gain some kind of hollow victory. That's weird. When When surrounded by positive cards, the Five of Swords indicates that any loss or disappointment sustained is minor. The path you are following was not for you, and the only thing that has been wounded is your pride. Eight of Pentacles. Eights. Yeah, you can tell I've read this book a time or two. You hold her carefully. All right. Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is an industrial card. Oh, industrious. The Eight of Pentacles is an industrious card, primarily relating to work and practical abilities. It often signifies training, apprenticeship, or further education of some sort. It denotes all kinds of courses, especially those which are taken as part of an existing career or job. Knowledge and skills are being expanded, added to, or brushed up in some way. There may be new machinery at work to master, or further training is required before you can be promoted. Evening classes are sometimes suggested too, as are all short courses of practical nature. It's funny because I actually have been having in my own personal readings for my sign, I'm a Scorpio, have been saying to educate yourself, and that I've always said that fear is a lack of knowledge, and he literally used the exact same words. Fear is a lack, or fear is a lack of knowledge. And so educate yourself. And I've always said, don't go a day without learning something new. I don't know if I've been able to do that every single time, but hey, here we are. At least I try. Let's see, Four of Pentacles. So we're going to go back. This has been such a fun book to get into. I haven't used it in quite some time, but I decided that there's no better time than now to share the things that you know. So, here's more shit that I know. Useless tidbits of knowledge from Nada. Shush. Of course, it's the dog going nuts. Neighbor started his vehicle. All right. The Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles denotes, above all, that there will soon be money in the bank. A period of financial stability is coming, and you should be able to make some lasting improvements to your circumstances, perhaps through sensible investments. The Four of Pentacles does not indicate fabulous wealth, but speaks of continuing comfort and an income which covers all of your outgoings and leaves you with sufficient cash to enjoy yourself too. When it relates to work, it usually suggests a slow but sure increase in power and responsibilities. Okay, so I'm just going to say I'm liking what it just said. I literally got the same reading in my own personal. That's funny. I am not going to be greedy. I am going to be blessed. But here's a giggle. Money, 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 money. I'm okay with it. Being secure is good. Being greedy, not so much. But being secure is okay. When it relates to work, it usually suggests a slow but sure increase in power and responsibility. Improvements and advancements are lasting, but made in a gradual way. There is nothing exciting, sudden, or lucky about them. Socially, this card can sometimes indicate a social climber, a snob, or someone who judges people by what they own rather than what they are. Such a person may prefer to befriend wealthy people, believing that they are in some way better than others. I ain't about that. So, all right. Seven of Cups. Multicolor. Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups presents a multitude of possibilities and choices, but at this stage, none of them is quite real. There are many ifs and buts, doubts and illusions in surrounding practical matters. Nothing is seen clearly, although it all sounds wonderful. When this card appears in a reading, it augurs apparent success and abundant opportunity. Yet as soon as you try to pin these things down, they slide away from you. The Seven of Cups is sometimes linked to the idea of fairy gold. This mythical substance had a tendency to change form or disappear altogether when required. It's like the gold at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It just goes poof. So sit back and wait and see how things develop, for they may not be exactly as they seem. There is a danger of getting carried away and scattering your energy in too many directions. Now I can see it. Confusion reigns just now, although something solid and positive could well emerge when the mist clears. Sometimes this card refers to an emotional choice. There may be several potential partners. You like them all, but are not drawn strongly in any one direction. But you feel as if you should make a choice, or perhaps one of them is pressing for a decision. Do not act immediately. Your judgment is likely to be unsound at present. Adopt a wait and see policy until you feel less confused. Nita, don't run with scissors. Don't run with scissors. Oh, good Lord. That's funny. Anyways, so there's my stuff. I think I'm going to start working with it, and well, I haven't necessarily been working with it, but I've been using them for, all sorts of different things, mostly just dust collecting, but no better time than right now to do something. So dun, dun, dun.